pop a squat right here. Yeah. This is nice. Look at this place. It's not too shabby. You know, the last guy in charge, this place looked like a piece of shit, but I think it looks pretty good now. What do you think? Hey, I'm Dalton, and you can just call me Double D. And I've tried to start this video about 400 times now. It's my first one, so all I can say is, right off the top, please be patient. I've got something, probably. But we're talking about games, okay? I'm a gamer, and there's one game in particular. It's a little hidden indie gem, just a little game. You've probably heard of it. It's responsible for up in Mountain Dew sales more than any white lady in the middle of a riot could ever hope to. It's the World of Warcraft, okay? A world filled with orcs, elves, and whatever the fuck this is. Blizzard. What are we doing? What is this? But behind all that, behind those characters and all those little creepy goblins and whatever the hell that was, it's a game filled with guys that still like cargo shorts and think that Burger King tastes good. And I can say that, okay? I can say that because that's me. That's me. I know you look at me and think, this guy only listens to Limp Bizkit CDs, but I promise you, it is so much worse because for some reason, I like this game. I think I'm pretty sure. You know what? We'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. And quick disclaimer: this is not going to be a deep dive on World of Warcraft's systems or features or future content updates. There's plenty of people already covering all that shit and how much they hate it. Because if there's one thing World of Warcraft doesn't lack, it's a host of people that love talking shit about this game that they've put tens of thousands of hours into for the past 20 years of its running live service. And don't get me wrong, there is plenty of valid criticism to have about this game and its company, because a lot of the time it fucking sucks. But I'm talking about right now. What's kind of going on right now? Why are people talking about player retention and churn, and they keep mentioning this graph over here? And this is all coming from the perspective of someone who, for the first time in a long time, I find myself subbed to the game and maintaining that sub for over 2 years now. And what that experience has been like, and what's been offered to players like me, and why I'm just kind of bouncing around within that same ecosystem. But who am I? Double D, more like double doofus, fucking idiot. This guy sucks. I'm just some dude on the internet, just another prick out there talking about a video game. But, gamer alert, hey, psst, gamer alert, this next part's fucking lame. So not just games in general, but I've really stuck to the MMORPG genre, playing basically everything to touch the Western market, all the way back to the early 2000s. The first one is RuneScape. That's my first MMORPG, and it is a classic. It is masterfully crafted, and the soundtrack, to this day, slaps both butt cheeks back to back non-stop. That thing is killer. It's fucking sick, and the gameplay is it's just as compelling. Take a look at this. Until eventually, I found World of Warcraft, and I was mesmerized by the fact that I could run around in this open 3D world. I could interact with objects and monsters and NPCs and my friends. I could do all of that. I wasn't clicking to move across the screen. I was pressing my keyboard and running and jumping. And my teenage brain imploded that I wasn't going to be chopping trees for logs anymore. I was chopping boars' heads off so that I could hear that sweet, sweet ding. And let me tell you, I did that on and off for about the next couple decades. And, hey, gamer alert. Psst. Hey, gamer alert. It's lame. In modern retail WoW, I am killing mythical dragons. I'm running dungeons. I am zugging. I'm cashing checks and making dwarves wet. And then when they re-release shit with WoW Classic, I'm going back and doing the same shit I've done 100 times. Zuggin. They released Season of Dads Edition. I'm out there with the rest of the senior citizens killing the same bosses, slightly different, and I'm zugging. With WoW Classic Hardcore, died. I died twice past level 50. I never got there. I died at 52 and 57 separately on two different characters. And both times, hey, listen to this, both times due to phasing. I killed a host of mobs, and then all of a sudden, the camp I'm in the middle of, after I just finished a fight, respawns or phases and layers, and I lift into a world of magical make-believe where 5 dudes just start deep dicking me gangbang style, and my character just fucking dies and it's over. All that work, all those cooldowns, all those items that I worked for to stay alive, and the game, the server, the system is just set up to fuck me. What is that, Blizzard? What is that? That's not Zuggin. It's not. It's not. But outside of hardcore, I'm showing up, and these bosses and dungeons and raids, they are getting milked. And I gotta say something. Fuck it. Who cares? So as my fellow orcs would say, I'm Zuggin. And I have been Zuggin for a while now. But why is that? Why would one Zug for such a prolonged period of time? Well, this game has a lot of different things to offer. And those are what I'm going to cover. Because if I started with this, then why am I playing this? Because the observant ones of you will notice they're different. Oh well, Double D, you're right. There's several things different about them. Oh, I never thought about that. Well, I'm so glad you didn't, because I'll cover it now. So of those several different things, I'm going to list them here in no order other than, what I like the least to the most. So we've got the journey, the rewards, the gameplay, content, and the community, which little asterisk there, because that can be about as good as the journey sometimes. All right, the journey. Yay! Wow, the journey. The journey, if you couldn't tell, is never gonna be the reason why I'm still playing the game. It never has been, and honestly, it probably never will be. The journey in World of Warcraft is largely the questing system. And the questing system in WoW is dog shit. It is not good. It is repeatedly going from hub to hub to hub to do the same cycle of 5 or 6 different versions of a quest that boil down to kill these monsters, gather these items, talk to this NPC. And in earlier iterations of the game, the cool part is that shit is so spread out that you're going to spend, just to do one of those quests, probably 2 hours running across the continent, just so you can deliver a letter to a guard in an outpost that says his wife's cake sucks ass and also she's dead. The questing is just flat out bad. It's not immersive. It doesn't give you a fun gaming experience. It's just giving you experience. Until finally that is no longer a carrot on the stick. The story in WoW is something. I really don't entirely understand it, and I don't think anyone ever really does, but coming from a background of RuneScape, where the questing system is largely critical thinking and puzzle solving, and I would say arguably immersive, you really do sometimes think that I've got to help the head chef bake bread so that we can rename Lumbridge to Olive Garden. And I might be jorking RuneScape off about its questing system, but I'm not playing it. I'm playing this. I'm playing World of Warcraft. And the questing system and the journey just really falls short. I know in later versions of WoW, like retail, there's been a big push to really up the production value of things like in-game cinematics, or trying to give you a little more empathy or care for the characters that are involved in the story, or making you aware of what the story even is. And that's great, that's appreciated. Uh, I'm still not going to rush out to go see what's the new hot goss on the latest quest lore, but it's still cool to see. The only caveat to that is, man, you give me a 3-minute cutscene with some cool animations, and maybe a character dies or cries, or turns out someone came and kicked over his sandcastle, whatever. That's great and everything, but when I come out of it and I walk up to Orc Jesus and he says, hey, yeah, so anyway, we got a world-ending threat over here again. I need you to go kill 10 of those world-ending threats and come back and I'll give you 3 coins. That shit just rips me right back out of it. It is a snap back to reality. And it's fine because I'm never pulling up to the MMORPG Express to be taken on a tricky, whimsical story loop of make-believe. I don't really give a shit. But I can recognize that, hey man, when you tell me for the 20th time to go kill 100 bears because only 10 of them apparently have tongues, I can see the writing on the wall. This thing is not awesome. So that's why it's at the bottom of the totem pole for me, and it'll remain there, as it should. It's just a conduit to experience things that I enjoy more about the game. And I would argue that those experiences from the other things that I listed are what people actually are super excited about or remember fondly about in their journey with the game. Overall, it's largely just crippled by this system that has stuck around for so long, and I really don't understand how we just keep going to campfire after campfire to go kill 6 goblins or some shit. So rewards. Rewards are rewarding. They're fine. It's not what is keeping me logging into the game, but I do understand that there is the psychology behind player behavior. They're necessary, they're impactful, even if it might be subconscious. I understand that. Rewards are great to have, and it can vary between different things. It doesn't just have to be items, it could be mounts, pets, achievements, levels, depending on what version of the game that you're playing. Rewards have different impact for me personally, and I think that's the best way to describe how exciting they may feel at times. So in modern retail WoW, I don't really care about the items that I have or what I'm getting. It's all just a means to an end. I play a tank, and specifically I enjoy end-game raiding at the hardest difficulty. So I show up, and my job is to tank bosses and not die. And as long as I do that, I just try to provide as much damage and utility as possible for my team to get that job done as best as possible. So I will farm up items, gear, whatever is needed to be able to do that to the greatest effect, but I don't really care about the things that I'm getting necessarily. It's more about the carrot on the stick. What comes at the end is downing that boss on the hardest difficulty while it's current content. That's the reward for me, and everything in between is just kind of a means to an end. In Classic WoW, or Classic Dad Edition, rewards can feel a little more impactful, specifically the gear, because the game is so damn stingy. You're either competing with so many people over a few items, or there are just so few powerful items in the game spread out amongst a ton of people that you're competing with. But it doesn't even have to be in in-game raids or something like that. You could even just be a little orc cruising through Duratar, right? Killing a crab once every 20 seconds, right? But you kill that crab and you loot that body and you see a green name now. Oh shit. Little Grunt's Axe of the Tiger? Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, Warren Battle Axe, fucking friendship ended. Little Grunt's Axe of the Tiger got me fucking slipping, dude. Damn, that thing's good, dude. You kidding me? Strength and agility? You slap that bad boy on, you're killing a crab every 19 seconds now. But maybe it's not even gear. Maybe it's not weapons and armor, but you run a raid and a rare mount drops, right? And you think, oh shit, if I get that mount, I'll be one of the only orcs in the city that has a tiger mount. Now, that's pretty fucking cool, huh? You know? But it can be in the raids, right? Let's say you're cruising around with 39 other bros and the guildmaster's wife, and you down a boss and a big ass two-hander drops. Big old weapon for your little warrior ass. Okay? You remember the days of little Grunt's Axe of the Tiger, but that shit's behind you. You need something new, something good, something hot. So it drops. And you know, if you get that weapon, you're going to make some bat chest rogue player so mad in the Rothy Basin later. You just be kicking ass. You'd be cleaving heads off, dude. Executes out the fucking realm, okay? But the GM's Ret Paladin got it, so anyway. You just fake a DC and then G-quit at 2 a.m., you know? Fuck them. The outlier here is definitely classic hardcore. There, I've never felt more connected to my character or more immersed in the progression of my character because everything is just work and an effort to not die. You can come so close and just make it out with a sliver of health, but as long as you make it, you think, man, I'm glad I have a ring that gives me 2 stamina or some shit like that. When you're 40 hours deep on a character and you finally slot in an armor piece that's been empty this entire time, you feel like it makes a huge difference to your gameplay. Even something as simple as a trinket that gives you 3% mount speed. That shit doesn't matter, but all of a sudden I think I'm fucking Sanic. I am fast as shit, boy. So you better believe it feels exciting when I complete something like that. But even just doing things like quests, or especially group content, when you beat those things against the odds, you should not be alive because your character sucks or the game is kind of buggy, it feels super rewarding. And that's when it's really at the top of its game. Alright, so gameplay. We're finally getting into the reasons why I'm still playing the game. The reasons why I'm still subbed. There's a lot of discussion around the gameplay for World of Warcraft, mostly with relation to its combat system. People like to say it feels smooth and it has jumping, or it feels like a very responsive game and it has jumping. And there's a lot of different class variety to pick from where your spells and button presses can feel super impactful and exciting in combat. And it has jumping. I mentioned that. I don't know if you heard that. It has jumping. If you or a loved one are playing a game that doesn't have jumping, seek help. It's out there. Seek help. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to do that anymore. But apart from the moment-to-moment gameplay, apart from the combat, there are so many different ways to play the game. If you want a slower experience, there's an option for you. If you want a fast-paced, high-end experience, there's an option for you. If you care about dungeons, raids, community, collectibles, whatever it is, there's a version out there for you. Just talking about right now. There's modern retail WoW, chugging along. And in a month and some change, there'll be another expansion for it. We've got a remixed version of a previous expansion with Mist of Pandaria, hosted within the retail client. Previously, I guess 2024 asked for another Battle Royale because Blizzard made one where you could drop in and go annihilate every single backpedaling classic player so that you could get a neat little pirate costume. Isn't that cute? But then just under the banner of the classic servers, you've got classic era, you've got classic progression servers that are chugging through expansions that are on to Cataclysm now. You've got spin-offs of it with classic hardcore, which originally started as a community-run event. And then you've got seasonal servers like Season of Discovery, just chugging along. And all of those different options are what has kept me subbed and playing. I may not have raided in retail for months now, but I've raided in Season of Discovery. I'm chugging along playing Phase 4 right now. It's a good time. I'm having fun. I've bounced around between all these different options with classic or hardcore, bouncing into retail, whatever it is. I've got a lot of options available to me, and it's all keeping me within that same little ecosystem. And I think it's done that for a lot of different players. All right, content. Content, super easy to understand why someone would keep playing or come back for new content that's being added to the game. Right? It makes sense. New stuff gets released, you'll want to check it out. New versions get released, you'll want to check them out. There's a lot of different reasons to hop into the many different options of content that are all housed within that same World of Warcraft banner. And like I had mentioned in the gameplay, not only are there so many ways to play, but there is a massively expansive list of different content to get involved in. You could have two players that both play the same game and care about totally different aspects of it and don't interface with the same content that's available to them at all. And that's totally fine. Mostly seen within the more modern versions of the game, but there are a lot of different ways to play or systems to interact with that you don't necessarily have to care about any of the other shit that's going on in the game. And that's something that keeps me coming back to it. There's enough variety there. For me specifically, challenging group content is what I'm after. Not that I'm not interested in the single player challenging group content, it's just that WoW doesn't really have too much of it. But I will chew it up if it's offered. But raids and, to a lesser extent, the dungeons, that's the content that's really my bread and butter. That's what I'm bouncing between. And it can come at varying different difficulties or speeds. It doesn't have to be the hardest shit ever. I can cruise around in Season of Discovery with the rest of the senior citizens, killing a boss that I've already killed 20 fucking times. But whatever, it's fun. At the end of the day, it's just me and a bunch of bros piping down bosses. And that really leads in to the most important aspect, I think, the community. Whew, let's get that asterisk out of the way, huh? So, communities in WoW, there's a ton of them. There's server communities, faction communities, PvP communities, pet battling communities, Discord communities. There is truly a space for every version of nerd within this game. And some of those people, wow, some of them are horrific. Okay? Anyone who posts on the general forums, people that send you hateful in-game mail because you undercut them on the auction house, or someone that harasses you and whispers because PvP happened in a PvP zone, there are trash goblins everywhere. The littlest trash goblins with the littlest soiled jeans littering this World of Warcraft. You've got people that hang out in a starter zone tavern, finger popping each other's assholes, or shrimps that gatekeep people in trade chat while they're simultaneously asking for carries. There are degenerates left and right, all within this community. Just a little bit of poison everywhere you go. But, I would argue that is actually okay sometimes. It's actually pretty good. It's actually the main reason why I'm still playing the game. Because when you find that community of guildies to raid with and their spouses to carry, it can be a great time. You know, I mentioned I ping pong around a lot between different versions of the game, but I'm not doing it alone. I've got my wife with me in Season of Dads, and this is really her first foray into World of Warcraft. You know, she's mostly just playing it to humor me, but it's been fun so far. We've had a good time. Just playing with a big group of people, raiding together, knocking over some easy bosses. It's just fucking fun. She is a gem of a new player to experience the game with. She's wonderful. She might play her mage like it has 4 wheels and no backup camera, but killing bosses together, man, it's just fucking damn fun, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hell yeah. Fucking yes. And opposite to that, in retail, my guild and I wiped over 250 times a piece each to the last 2 bosses of the raid before we finally killed them. That shit was fucking hard. But we still had a good time, cracking jokes, all just gaming together. And also, it let me do this to our healing officer on one of the pulls.
Practice not getting pushed back.
Wait, let me try to jump on someone's dragon. No,
okay.
No, wait, I'm on. I'm with the Ricky, you son of a bitch.
What did he do? He ran to a fire beam, probably.
They're just a fun group of people. And don't get me wrong, I hate my co-tank. Jesse You fucking idiot. Are you kidding me? If you thought that I was gonna go through this entire video and you wouldn't catch a stray, this isn't even a stray. This is a shotgun blast. You're a fucking idiot. Are you kidding me? We wiped so many times to unsoaked mushrooms. You play a demon hunter. You can zip around the fucking field left and right. What are you doing, bud? Listen to me. Go ahead, next expansion, reroll the undead, bud. So when you try to RP as a tank, it makes a little more fucking sense. You're an idiot. But body bag civilians aside, it did give me this experience, which was sweet as fuck.
Kill.
Let's
kill.
fucking do it!
Oh my god, dude.
Good kill. Holy shit.
But that's what's been the main driver for keeping me here. Just having a variety of different playgrounds to go play in with the rest of the kids who still think flames on a shirt are cool. And they are cool. If you stuck around for this whole thing, thanks. I appreciate it. I know it was mostly rambling more than anything, but I just wanted to take a look under the hood about why I think WoW stonks are on the rise, you know? Essentially, I get it. It boiled down to, hey, playing games with your friends is fun. Fucking idiot. I'm actually double doofus, dude. I know there's a lot of talking heads out there in the community. You know, a lot of people stick to their specific niche, but I bounce around. You know, some people all play within their specific pocket. Some people don't play the game at all. But there are some people out there killing it. You know, the Potty C, Savix, Zaryu. There's some solid dudes out there. I bounce around a lot between most of it. And I think a lot of other players do too. So I just wanted to talk about that experience and what that feels like. A special surprise if you stuck around this long. I recently got into AI music. And I mostly just use it to write diss tracks and goof on my guilties and shit. But I figure I'd make one for this. So I write all the lyrics and then just give it some genre prompts, and it sings it and makes music for it. So, you know, just talking about Zuggin, so here you go. Here's a little song that zugs. I don't know how to end a video, so we'll do this.
Sleep, friend, strength, Zug.
Scorpions litter these lands like a waste of space. Nasty little lips giggle and spit in your face. These boys are looking for an ass kicking. Lazy BS chopping trees, about to catch a licking. Here I am, a worn battle axe at my back. Prowler shirt equipped, I'm ready to attack. Hunting in case for hooves and picks. A warlock hides inside like a little bitch. Because I'm here to rip and tear. Red deep flesh from crabs and sailors beware. My axe is gonna give the echo hours a kiss. Holy shit, do any of these mobs drop ill kiss. My black swings giving my enemies a hug. Drop so many bodies and graves uneven dug. Big Warcraft and brawlers sweep them under the rug. You know what it is, it's time to suck. It's time to suck. Snap it off tusk, drench your tiger musk. All that's left from these crawlers, nothing but a husk. On the quest to be a nighttime raider, cause I came and went. Staying in for free, I'm not paying rent. Not buying a wolf man, my goal's already spent. Vote for me for war chief if you want heads to roll. Coming to the barracks, man, I truck to toll. Troll ladies, tripping all around my feet. Even Sailor Satan love the way he's giving his head. Quill balls are quivering beneath my feet. I hit to it once, leaving between the sheets. And just like that, I leave in a hurry. Some gnomes need the mouth checked, I'm popping blood fury. Cause I'm here to rip and tear. Red deep flesh from crabs and sailors beware. My axe is gonna give the echo hours a kiss. Holy shit, do any of these mobs drop ill kiss. My blank swings giving my enemies a hug. Drop so many bodies and graves aren't even dug. Big Warcraft and brawlers sweep them under the rug. You know what it is, it's time to suck. It's time to suck. I do it for the whore.